Every Australian dad had one, parked in the driveway, packed for the weekend, driven to work each and every single day without complaint. The 1990s gave Australian families cars that weren't flashy, but they were trusted, carrying school bags, camping gear, surfboards, and Sunday roasts home from the local shops. Today we're counting down 10 cars that shaped a whole generation of Australian fathers. Let's now start with number 10. Number 10, Mazda 626. The Mazda 626 wasn't the loudest car in the street, and that was exactly the point. Through the 1990s it sat quietly in suburban driveways across Australia, doing exactly what dads needed without ever demanding attention. It handled the school run, the office car park, and the occasional weekend trip without complaint. Many owners chose the four-cylinder engine, prized for its fuel economy and low running costs, ideal for a family stretching a single income. But there was something else dads appreciated, reliability that rarely let them down, year after year. Neighbors often owned one too, quietly comparing notes over the fence. It never chased attention, yet it earned genuine trust. And trust, as we'll see, mattered more to Australian dads than almost anything else. The next car pushed further. Number 9, Nissan Pulsar. For many Australian families, the Nissan Pulsar was the practical choice, the car bought new but never boasted about. Small, light, and affordable to run, it suited dads who valued sensible spending over showing off. It became the second car in countless households, ferrying kids to sport on Saturday mornings and groceries home during the week. Under the bonnet sat a modest four-cylinder engine, economical rather than powerful, built for the daily grind rather than the open highway. Owners loved how easy it was to park, how cheap it was to insure, and how rarely it broke down. Was this the car your dad trusted for the school run? For plenty of Australians, the answer is yes. But bigger, tougher choices for Australian dads were waiting further up this list. Number 8, Subaru Liberty. Some dads wanted something a little different, and the Subaru Liberty gave them exactly that. With permanent all-wheel drive, it handled wet country roads and gravel driveways with a confidence few family sedans could match. It became popular with dads who lived beyond the suburbs, where weather and terrain demanded more than front-wheel drive could offer. The flat-4 engine gave the Liberty a distinctive engine note, one owners still remember decades later. It wasn't the cheapest option in the segment, but it earned a reputation for sure-footed handling and genuine durability. Farmers, trot eyes, and adventurous families all found their way into one. Did your dad choose all-wheel drive over the usual sedan? If so, you already understand why. The cars ahead, though, sold in far greater numbers across the country. Number 7, Toyota HiLux. Not every Australian dad drove a sedan to work. For trot eyes and weekend handymen, the Toyota HiLux got things done. It carried timber, tools, and trailers during the week, then hauled the tinny down to the boat ramp on Saturday morning. Renowned for toughness, the HiLux earned a reputation few utes could challenge, clocking up huge distances with few complaints. It rarely broke down, no matter the conditions. The four-cylinder diesel became a favorite for its economy on long country runs, while the tray became extra storage, a workbench, or a makeshift picnic table. Kids loved riding in the cab to footy training. Was your dad's Uta covered in mud by Sunday? For thousands of Australian families, that image stays the same. But the next car took toughness even further. Number 6, Toyota LandCruiser. For dads who needed more than a driveway car, the Toyota LandCruiser was the answer. Built for punishing conditions, it towed caravans, trailers, and boats across some of the harshest terrain in the country. Families packed it for school holidays, heading inland toward red dirt roads that would have stopped lesser vehicles. Under the bonnet, a diesel engine delivered the low-end torque needed for climbing sand dunes and crossing river crossings without hesitation. It wasn't cheap, and it wasn't quick, but reliability mattered more to these dads than speed could. Owners kept theirs for decades, passing them down through the family. Did your holidays depend on a vehicle like this? For plenty of Australians, camping memories and this car are impossible to separate. And the cars ahead were more common. Number 5, Toyota Corolla. Reliability was everything to Australian dads, and the Toyota Corolla delivered it better than almost anything else on the road. It became the sensible choice for families who wanted a car that simply worked, day after day, without drama. Compact but roomy enough for school runs and grocery trips, the Corolla suited suburban life perfectly. Its small four-cylinder engine wasn't built for excitement, but it sipped fuel and rarely needed serious repairs, which mattered enormously to budget-conscious households. Dads appreciated how easy it was to service, and how well it held its value over the years. Was yours a hatch or a sedan? Either way, thousands of Australian families trusted this car completely. But the biggest, boldest family cars of all were still yet to come further up this list. Number 4, Mitsubishi Magna. When Australian dads needed genuine space without stepping up to a Commodore or Falcon, the Mitsubishi Magna filled that gap perfectly. Built in Adelaide, it offered a wide cabin, a comfortable ride, and enough boot space for an entire family's luggage. Many buyers chose the smooth V6 engine, valued for its relaxed highway cruising and effortless overtaking on long country trips. It became a favorite among dads who drove long distances for work, appreciating comfort over sportiness every time. The wagon version, in particular, became a common sight outside primary schools across the country. Was your family's Magna a sedan or a wagon? Locally built and proudly Australian, it earned genuine respect from ordinary families. But two cars still stood even taller in the memories of nearly every Australian dad. Number 3, Toyota Camry. By the 1990s, the Toyota Camry had become Australia's default family sedan, built locally and trusted by dads who simply wanted a car that worked. It handled everything from daily commutes to interstate family holidays without ever causing trouble. The four-cylinder engine wasn't exciting, but it was smooth, efficient, and remarkably cheap to maintain, which mattered to households watching every dollar. Camrys filled office car parks and school pickup zones in equal measure, becoming almost invisible through sheer familiarity. But that invisibility was exactly its strength, a car so dependable that dads never had to think twice about it. Was your family's Camry white, silver, or gold? Built right here in Australia, it became a genuine national favorite. Only one single car in Australia managed to outshine its everyday reliability. Number 2, Ford Falcon. For an enormous number of Australian dads, the Ford Falcon wasn't just a car, it was practically a family member. Built in Broadmeadows, it towed caravans, hauled trailers, and carried entire families across state lines every summer holiday. The inline-six engine gave it the effortless torque Australians loved, ideal for overtaking on the highway or pulling a boat up a boat ramp without strain. Dads trusted its size, its comfort, and its almost legendary durability, often driving the same Falcon for well over a decade. It became the default company car for trot eyes, salesmen, and shift workers across the country. Was your dad's Falcon a sedan, a wagon, or even a Uda? Whatever the answer, it likely shaped countless family memories. But one car still outsold it, year after year. Number 1, Holden Commodore. And here it is, the car sitting at number 1 for a reason. Through the 1990s, the Holden Commodore wasn't just popular, it was the best-selling car in the entire country, year after year without interruption. Built in Elizabeth, South Australia, it became the default choice for families, trot eyes, taxi drivers, and everyday commuters alike. The V6 engine offered the balance Australian dads wanted, enough power for overtaking on the highway, enough economy for the daily commute to work. Its spacious cabin swallowed prams, eskies, and camping gear with ease, while the boot handled everything from groceries to footy gear. This was the car parked in more Australian driveways than any other. If your dad drove one, you already know exactly why. Tell us below which one your dad drove. These 10 cars weren't just machines, they were part of everyday Australian family life, sitting in driveways, waiting outside schools, and carrying holidays across the country. Every dad had his reasons: practicality, toughness, comfort, or trust. Which one did your dad drive? Was it a Commodore, a Falcon, or something down this list? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to share this with the dad who drove one.